Good morning. Got my cameras flipped. Let me fix that. Let's see. Let's take this one off. Nope, that was the wrong one to take off. Let's add this one. Let's see. Take this one off. Nope, that's wrong. I may just have to leave it this way. And now something's playing in the background. I swear I have more trouble with technical issues for like a week. I swear there's gremlins in all of this equipment. Let's do a little yoga. I guess this will be a little change for you. You get to look at the screen in a different orientation. Meet me on the mat. We're going to start in child's pose. Coming towards the back of the mat in your child's pose, though. Nice wide knees if that feels good for you. So just come to your breath. Feel the breath coming and going in and out of the lungs. Allow the belly to expand with the breath, and also notice pelvic floor expands as well. So the abdominal cavity is kind of like a big balloon, big ball. And if you allow the diaphragm to press down into the contents of the abdomen, the digestive organs, you'll feel that outward pressure. And then as you exhale, add a little tone, so draw the navel back towards the spine and a little lift of the pelvic floor. And let that all go and take in the next inhale. Take 3 more breaths like this. Last one. And then walk your hands towards your knees, and we'll come up on the knees. So line the knees up, hip distance apart. I'm on the tops of my feet right now. Pause here in this shape. Line the shoulders up over the hips. Lifting the hands, let's do some circling through the wrists, some movement through the fingers. And a little hocus pocus with the wrists and the elbows. Reach long with the arms through the heels of the hands and push. Feel the shoulder blades wrap towards your armpits. You'll feel a nice stretch between the shoulder blades. Now plug the arms in. Bring the shoulder blades close to the spine. Push, and then plug in. 2 more. 1 and 2. Now flip your palms, take your right fingers in your left hand, we'll pull back. Reach through the heel of the hand again. Get a nice stretch in the wrist, a nice counter stretch to all the work you may be doing during the week on the computer, on the keyboard. Switch hands. And then we'll flip the other way. So I'm pulling my hand back by placing my fingers on the outside of my hand. Second side. Now inhale, swing your arms up. I gotta watch the chair. And exhale, hands down the center of the heart. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale down the center. 1 more. Inhale, reach up. And as you exhale the hands down the center, then snake your way out onto your belly. Coming out onto the belly, slide the hands next to the armpits, tuck your chin, forehead comes down. Pause here for a few breaths. Just notice the breath in this shape. And now that the belly is laying on the floor, you'll feel a little more sensation perhaps in the pelvic floor and in the back. Just be interested, be curious about that. Let's do a few rolling baby cobra. So I'm going to press the tops of my feet into the floor, press the pubic bone into the floor, and like I'm trying to do a little crunch. And I lead with the heart coming forward and up. Unfurl the head. And let's do two more. Nice rolling baby cobra with the breath. Inhale up. And exhale down. One more. Pressing into table. Tuck the toes. Let's take a down dog. And let's wake up here. So move, explore. Wake those muscles up. Breath is still nice and deep. And come to stillness. Bend your knees a lot. On your inhale, send your sit bones straight up and reach your heels down. Now swing your right leg back and up. I'm going to spread my toes and bring the heel of my left foot, so the Achilles tendon, between my big toe and the second toe on my right foot, and use that kind of like a little claw to push the heel down. And then second side, I'm going to swing that left leg up, spread the toes wide, and then slide big toe and second toe around the right heel, and we'll use that foot to press the heel down. Come back to downward facing dog. Bring your gaze forward. Let's take that little tiptoe up the center of the mat to the top of the mat. Feet under hips again. Lay the belly and the ribs down on the thighs. Maybe take opposite elbows here. Shake your head yes and no. And then start to add a little twisty sway. Take your hands to your shins. Press into the shins as you straighten the legs. Reach through the crown of the head. So nice straight spine. Tuck your chin here a little bit. Feel that nice stretch in the upper back. You can tuck your chin a lot, actually. It feels pretty good. And then soften the knees. Pull the feet away from each other. Swing your arms out and up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. So I think I'll tuck the front of my shirt in here so it doesn't slide up and down. All right, inhale, swing your arms out and up. Now take your left wrist in your right hand and we're going to fold to the right. Inhale up. Right wrist and left hand, fold to the left. One more each side. Inhale, really reach and pull. Get a stretch before you fold. Feel that stretch all the way down into the hip, all the way up into the wrist. On your next exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. On an exhale, step back with the right foot. Drop the knee. Bring the hands to the left knee. Press yourself up. Swing the arms up. Let's just stay in 90-degree angles here in the legs for this first time through. Reach up, maybe look up, start to add a little back bend here. And then exhale forward. Frame the foot with the fingers, extend through the right heel, so we're going to lift up. Keep the right hand on the floor and take the left hand to the left knee. Take a nice twist here, reach up with the left arm, and maybe even a sense of leaning back. Two more breaths. Frame the foot, step back in plank, drop the knees, child's pose. So knees can be hip distance or wide knees, or you can do a happy puppy. Breathe up and down the spine. On your inhale, snake forward. Lay down on the belly. Let's come up a little higher, maybe a high cobra. So press the feet into the floor. Tuck the lower ribs and the pubic bone. You're going to draw them towards each other. Tailbone kind of tucks. Inhale, lift up. Try to keep a little bend in your elbows if you're coming up higher. And exhale down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last one. Tuck the toes, down dog. Walk the tightrope forward. Arrive on an inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. Folding on your exhale, swing your arms out and up on your inhale. And exhale the hands home to the heart. Inhale the arms up, take the right wrist in the left hand, pull. Exhale, fold. Up again, switch wrists, inhale, pull. Exhale, fold. We'll do 1 more each side. So fold to the left, and then maybe turn the heart, turn the gaze up towards the ceiling. Back up to center. Second side, take your fold. And then a lift of the heart, a lift of the gaze. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Lift and lengthen halfway. Step back with the left foot. Drop the knee. Hands to the right knee, rise up. Swing your arms up by your ears. Roll your little fingers towards each other. Feel that drop your shoulders. Keep that, and then start to add a little back bend. Lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. Feel up and down the spine. See if you can bring a nice back bend, smooth and even, up and down each of those vertebrae. So no hinge points. And on the next exhale, frame the foot. Tuck the toes of the left foot. Lift the knee. Keep the left hand on the mat. Take the right hand to the right knee. We'll twist. Reach up. Maybe even a lean back, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze again. This easy lunge twist. And breathe. Unwind. Let's step it forward. So left foot comes up next to the right. Arrive on an inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, swing the arms out and up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana. Step back again with the right foot. We're going to rise up in a lunge. So let's keep the knee off the mat this time. And rise up. Hands to hips. Bend that back knee. Tuck your tailbone. And then reach through the heel. Keep that. Bring hands to heart. Inhale, lift your prayer. Maybe you lift the heart, lift the gaze. I always drop into Goddess. So I feel the heart opener more, but it helps me with balance too. I'm going to take my left hand to my hip. Take the right hand behind, ready to pose for a picture. I'm going to lengthen on an inhale. Exhale, I'm going to twist this. Take the elbow to the outside of the knee if you can get it there. And press top hand into bottom. And breathe. As you unwind, frame the foot, step back in plank. Now from plank, drop your knees. Now you're in a kneeling plank. Sit back in child's pose. Lead with the back between the shoulder blades. So tuck the chin. We're going to ripple forward back into our kneeling plank. Now chaturanga, modified chaturanga, so the downward part of a push-up. And then inhale back up. And exhale back. So a few yogi push-ups here. Tuck the chin, lead with the upper back. Unfurl the head when you get here. And then a little controlled push-up. Let's do 3 more. I've got 2 more. Nice, slow and controlled, building not only muscle in the upper extremities, but bone. 1 more. Come back to plank, so tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Now let's step forward, see if we can do that with 2 big steps. So 1 step and then the other. If you need more, that's fine. Feet hip distance apart, folding on an exhale. Lengthen halfway on an inhale. Fold again and then inhale all the way up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Lift halfway and then step back with the left foot, staying in that lunge position so those railroad track places for the feet are helpful. Rise up. Hands to hips. So notice when you rise up, it's easy to arrive with the ribs flared and you're already in a back bend. So let's bend that back knee with the hands on the hips, tuck the sit bones, tuck the tailbone, then reach through the heel. You might not be able to straighten the leg completely. Bring hands to heart. Lift your prayer. Now we can work into that back bend. Let's see if you can keep it smooth. Lifting the gaze, arms in goddess if that feels good to you, or you can keep your arms overhead. I come back to a neutral spine, take the right hand to the hip, left hand to the back of the head. So nice long spine. We're going to move over the hip crease on the right, folding and twisting. Bringing the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, pressing the right hand into the left and turning. See if you can lift your gaze. Turning the heart to the right, but even towards the sky. Unwind, frame the foot, plank. Let's find our way to the belly. So see if you can come down with control. Drop those knees if you need to, and take a crocodile. Stack your hands. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Knees are wide, left and right edges of the mat, and then windshield wiper or circle. Bring the hips along. Release the low back. And then release the shins down to the floor. And breathe. Once again, notice sensation in the abdominal cavity. Picture that ball. And as you inhale, the diaphragm is contracting, but it pushes down into the contents of the abdomen, if you let it. And then as you exhale, it relaxes, but it lifts and presses into the bottoms of the lungs to help expel the breath. 2 more. So if we don't allow for that full contraction, we don't pull in as much volume into the lungs, which makes the lungs work harder, the heart work harder, but we're also breathing more into the upper part of the lungs, and that causes anxiety. That's a stimulating breath. Bring the feet together. Let's see if we can press right up into down dog from here. Start with the opposite foot this time. Step to the top of the mat. 2 big steps. Lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Pull the feet away from each other. Swing the arms out and up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. So bring your big toes to touch. And you can keep a little space between the heels. Samastitihi. Looks like it might rain out there, but I didn't see anything on the radar. Kind of foggy. So a little bend in the knees. Take your hands to your hips. See if you can come to a neutral pelvis, so not an arc in the low back, not an over arc. We have a little inward curve. So we're kind of in chair pose for the feet. Let's dip the hips down, coming into a nice gentle chair pose, Utkatasana. Shift the weight to the right foot. Start out on the tiptoe of the left, and then maybe you lift it a little higher. And then extend it out long. Stay in chair in the right, and then we kind of swing the upper body forward and the left leg back. And we'll arrive in our lunge. So nice slow transition to lunge. Pay attention to the hips. Swing the arms up. Take right hand to right hip, left hand behind you. Let's come to that twist. And play with bringing the left hand along the inside of the right. And then reach up with the left from here. Now rise up in the twist. Reaching out with both arms. Now let's take a little back bend here. So I'm going to bring my right hand across the midline to the back of my left leg and reach up with my left arm. Rise again in the twist, arms out long. Now cartwheel your arms, and at the same time, we're going to turn to the left and open to warrior two. So now my chest is to the left. My gaze is down the right fingers. Now let's take peaceful warrior here. So that same little drop back with the back arm and up and over with the forward arm. Now back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Reach, we'll come into triangle here. So reach, 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 folding over this right hip until you can't reach any further. Let the right hand come down wherever it comes down. You can have a block here. I like to swing my left arm back, almost like side angle, and then roll up into triangle. You're reaching in both directions, pulling the feet away from each other, squeezing the thigh muscles to the bones. And lean back a bit in this. Lift the heart a little bit, lift the gaze a little bit. Breathe. Now swing that back arm down again, and then we'll rise up, bending the right knee into warrior two. Hands to hips. Straighten the front leg again. Pivot and turn to the left side of the mat. Prasarada. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Folding at the hips. Bend into the knees. And just like when we're in down dog, I want you to inhale and send those sit bones straight up as you straighten the legs. Now walk your hands out, so you're kind of in down dog in the upper body with big wide prasarada legs. Bend the knees again. Lift the sit bones straight up as you straighten the legs. Pulling the feet away from each other, feel that help support the low back. 2 more breaths here. Now walk your hands back and then walk on the hands to the top of the mat. So we'll have to pivot on the feet, come into plank. Let's come to the belly. And we'll do 3 rolling cobra. So inhale and exhale. go. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Tuck your toes. Come right into down dog. So nice strong arms, strong legs. This time, let's see how far you can hop to get to the top of the mat. So feet are hip distance apart. Bend your knees a lot. Send your hips back, and you can kind of wind up and then hop. And if you need to take another little step to get to the top, do that. Lift and lengthen on your inhale, and exhale, fold. While we're down here, bring those big toes together. And let's just rise up in chair. So drop your hips, swing your arms forward. Bring your hands to heart. Pause here. Shift your weight to your left foot. Come up on the right big toe. So even though we've shifted the weight to the left, lift out of the joints. Don't let this swing the hips. So lift out of the joints. And then extend through the heel. Stay in chair on that left leg. And we're going to tip forward and kick back. Nice slow descent to lunge. Find your lunge. Find your back bend. Left hand to left hip, right hand behind the head. Nice long inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold and twist. See if you can lift the gaze. Turn the heart to the left, but even a lift. Now bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot. You may have to wiggle that left leg. So I think I said that backwards. Wiggle the right leg back. The right hand is the inside of the left foot. I don't know if I said that or not. Reach up with the left arm. Now rise up in the twist. Ooh, balancy. And notice difference left and right. You can stay here or take the left hand to the back of the right thigh and the right arm up. So kind of a peaceful lunge, I guess you would call it. Back to the twist, arms extended. Now we're going to cartwheel the arms and turn into warrior 2. I'm facing right side of the mat. The gaze is looking down the left fingertips. We're going to take the peaceful warrior. Looking up under the arm, heart's a bit lifted. And then back to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Coming into triangle, reach, folding at the hip. And let the hand come down to the shin, wherever it lands. Take the right hand, swing it back and down, like you're trickling your hands through water, then reach up. Look up, lean back a bit, lifting the heart. And breathe. Now bend into the front knee. We'll rise back up in warrior 2. Cartwheel the arms so the hands frame the foot. Step back. Let's drop the knees and come into child's pose. And breathe. Two more breaths. And come back to table. Tuck your toes and hover your knees and your shins. Make sure the knees are under the hips. So just a little hover. I'm going to pivot on the balls of my feet, taking my heels to the left. Taking my right hand in front of my face. So this is lion, belly up. And then back to the balls of my feet, lion, belly down. I think I did this with you a week or so ago. Pivot the heels to the right. Take the left hand to the face. And then back down. Let's do one more each side. And then come back to the knees and sit back in child's pose. So we're going to take that one step further. And when you twist, you'll take the opposite leg out underneath you. So it'll be a little easier to watch. So rise back up, tuck the toes, lift the shins. I'm going to pivot on the balls of my feet, heels to the left. Taking my right hand to my face, left leg goes out. See if you can keep it lifted. So it's kind of a fallen triangle, kind of not. And then back. Second side, heels to the right. Left hand to my face. Right leg comes out. And back. Let's do that one more time each side. Pivot. Pivot. Try to keep the leg lifted. And back. Come back to child's pose. I have one more challenge for you. And I've done this in a couple of my yoga classes at the Y. And it's a challenge. But I think it's fun. It's something to play with. You may find it easier than I do, but I do find it fun. So it won't be pretty. But I want you to come to your shins and maybe watch me do this. I'm going to come to down dog. Swinging my right leg back and up. I'm going to step that foot to the outside of the right hand. So I'm kind of in a wide lunge. I'm going to keep my weight on the left hand and the right foot as I bring the left foot through. I take my right elbow to my right knee. Now, the tricky part is going back. Let's see if you can find your way back. So again, I've got the foot on the outside of the hand. Then I lift this hand so I can swing my leg through, try to keep it lifted. And then come back. Okay. Let me roll my wrists around and then we'll do it together. Find down dog. Swing the right leg back and up. Step it to the outside of the right hand. So set this lunge up first. I'm going to bring the left leg forward, so I'm lifting the right hand to make room for that. Keep it lifted. Bring the elbow to the right knee. Now see if you can get it back. How'd you do? Roll the wrists. We'll do the second side. So it's something I've been playing with all week, so I'm getting a little better at it. But the first few times, I can get my leg through, but getting it back was the difficulty. So just know with a little practice, I'm getting better at that. So if you like this, practice it. Come into down dog. And we'll take the second side. Left leg back and up. Step it forward to the outside of the left hand. Now I'm going to bear my weight on my right hand, left foot. Bringing the right leg through, and one side seems to be a little easier than the other. This is my tougher side. I'm going to try to bring that leg back. And that's so pretty. I'm going to try it one more time on this side. Coming through, and then back. I have to help it out. That was really ugly. I'll step back and come to child's pose again. Roll the wrists around. So We got a lot of laughs out of that at the Y this week when I taught it. And we kind of all ended up in various positions that were just kind of flopped down like this. But that laughter is good too. Swing your legs around now. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. Slide the thumbs down between the soles of the feet. Just give them a nice massage. Pulling on the toes. Really pressing into the muscles, into the tissue, into the fascia. And then shift your hips forward if you feel like you have some more room. Take your ankles and pull on the ankles. Let that tip your pelvis forward, open through the front chest. And if you have some space to fold forward, you can bring the forearms to the shins, pressing into the shins, but then resist. So a little give and take. Coaxing the muscles into releasing a bit. 2 more breaths here. And then rise up. Keep your left heel close to you, left knee bent, right leg goes out, nice and wide. We're going to take the right forearm to the right shin, reach up and over. And again here, look under the arm, a little lift of the chest, lift of the gaze. And just hang here in this side bend. Keep breathing into the sensation in the ribs where you feel that stretch. And you may feel a little melting with the help of the breath, help of gravity. A little deepening into this stretch. Now inhale, come up. Take left forearm to the left knee. I'm going to reach out with my right hand. Now the right sit bone wants to pop off the mat. It will, but don't let it just lift and hang there. Push back. And then rise up again, and we'll take one more this way. You may go a little deeper this time. And inhale up. Now we're going to keep the legs like this as we turn the pelvis. So the right leg is just like it was. The left knee kind of spun around. Come into Janu Shirshasana. I'm going to tuck my left foot under my right thigh. Reach up with my arms, folding at the hips, leaning forward, cross the wrists, and let the hands find something. Shins, shin, ankle, foot, maybe even thigh. And notice the little twist in this. So left ribs are reaching towards the right knee. Breathe. And then rising up, turn and open both legs, Upavista Konasana. When you're on your heels, turn the toes inward. Sit tall, folding here, fold forward. You can use your fingertips on the mat. You'll feel a nice stretch in the inner thighs. And notice the difference. So I haven't really done a lot of stretching on the left yet. And it feels tighter to me than the right. And once you fold forward as far as you'd like to, then roll the heels so the toes point up. You get a little deeper stretch. If you've got the space, reach out for your big toes. Breathe. Again, this one's one. If you just give yourself a little time, sometimes the muscles will release and invite you a little deeper. And then inhale, rise up, help yourself out with the fingertips if you need to. Bring the right heel to the pubic bone. And we'll take our little side bend to the left, reaching up and over. Keep pushing the right sit bone down. And breathe up and down those ribs. Clear down to the hip. Let the expansion of the in-breath stretch those muscles, and then sometimes that's just the cue they need to release and relax a little bit. And on your exhale, you might have a little more space. And then inhale up, take the right forearm to the right knee, reach out with the left. Notice the left sit bone popping up, push it back. Reach. And then coming back up, one last side bend. It may be a little deeper. And rise up. Now we're going to turn towards the straight leg. I'm going to tuck my right foot underneath my left thigh. Reach up, cross the wrists, reach and fold. And breathe. Drawing the right ribs towards the left knee now. And inhale, rise up. Let's take one more Upavista Konasana. So wide legs. You're on your heels. Roll those toes in. Sit tall. Folding forward. Maybe remember what it was like the first time we went into this. Rotate so the toes point up. And maybe even a little more external rotation here, turning the toes behind you just a little bit. You'll get a little more stretch. Now, reach out with those hands and pull the hands towards you without letting them move. That will tip your pelvis forward. You'll feel that release in the low back, and maybe you can fold a little deeper. Maybe not. You can reach out for your toes, maybe not. And breathe. And then rising up. Take your hands behind you, bring your feet wide, left and right edges of the mat. The knees are bent. Let's windshield wiper the shins. One side and then the other. Keep going. The next time the knees are pointed to the right, stay there and come up on the right sit bone. Keeping your legs in 90-degree angles, let's fold forward over the right thigh. So modified pigeon. And then rising up, draw your heels close now. Turn, take your hands above your right thigh, so a little twist here, coming into deer pose. You can fold into this as well. And then rise up, keep the legs just like this. You can take that same forward fold, or coming into pigeon from here by extending the left leg back, and then folding. And again, you can stay in that first shape, that modified pigeon. And rising up, let's go to the second side. So plant your feet, roll over onto the left sit bone, 90-degree angles with the legs mostly, and then folding forward here. A block under the head can be nice. And then rise up, heels towards you. Turn, the hands come to the floor above the left thigh, and then maybe you fold forward here. So nice twist and a fold. Deer pose. Rising up, you can take that same forward fold here, or swing the right leg back. You can stay on the left hip, so I'm kind of halfway into pigeon and halfway just on the hip, or you can come into pigeon. Now my pigeon is with a deep bend in the knee. You can bring the shin out here more if that feels okay. That's not okay for my knees. And then back up. Now let's come to a seated position. So we're going to bypass our on the back because I went a little late, but find a comfortable upright seat. And we'll practice a little relaxation, a little stillness in a different shape. Once you've found your shape, let your mind wander through the joint spaces, noticing if in this seated mountain pose, the joints are stacked, the sit bones feel even distribution of your weight. Inhale and exhale. Remembering the movement of the diaphragm. As you inhale, the diaphragm presses down. And as you exhale, it rises up. Just notice that. Be curious about that. Begin to deepen the breath. Open the eyes if they're closed. Start to add some movement. Maybe even look at your fingers and toes as they move. They are quite amazing, huh? And add larger movement. Boy, it's getting foggy out there. Let's reach up one more time together. Grab some fog, right? We'll pretend it's white mist, white healing light that we're going to draw down into the heart, into the body. May you have peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful world. Namaste. Thank you. See you on Monday. I got to get that camera fixed. That's driving me nuts. I'm sure I'm just pushing the wrong button at the wrong time. Have a great weekend.